No, I'm just kidding.
Okay, let's get into this.
Oh, shit. Is
Tony.
it time for the rabbit hole?
Let's go. Join us tonight as we go down the rabbit hole in this latest edition of Inappropriate Bar Talk Deep Dive Conspiracies.
Conspiracies.
All right, Smeagol.
I don't know.
My precious.
Okay, anyway. Okay, Chris, let's...
Okay,
fuck, you got
ready?
a 5-page fucking report here you fucking wrote up.
So this is just so I have all the facts in front of me.
Okay.
I don't have to be pulling up different web pages and shit. I just wanted everything like right
I like
here.
your style, bro, and I appreciate you printing me out a copy, too.
Okay.
Do I have a highlighter? I don't. Okay, go on. Jose, after the show, DM me your phone number. I don't have your phone number. So I'll hit you up, and I'll get you your goddamn fist, and I'll buy you lunch. All right?
You guys
call
go
it a
fist each
goddamn
other
day.
and call it a day. All right. Okay. Anyway.
I don't have your goddamn number, man. Do you have a Facebook? Facebook that shit to me. Anyway, go on.
Whatever. Whisper, DM, fucking private message.
Yeah. Slide in my
fucking
DMs, bro.
Snapchat, whatever. Fucking Tinder. Go for it. Okay. Okay. So.
Grindr.
Is everyone familiar with who Jeffrey Epstein is? And you've obviously heard of him in the news.
Yes.
But do you guys really know what this guy has been
No,
up to?
no one knows where his money came from. No one knows anything. Tell us,
This comes
Chris.
all the way back to the early 2000s.
Okay.
So Jeffrey Epstein, he started out as a school teacher. Okay.
That's a fucking red flag if I've ever seen one.
Boom. Okay. So you didn't
Okay.
know that. He's already been a fucking school teacher, right? But eventually he moved into investment banking. He was with a debt collection firm called Tower Financial that was later found out to be a Ponzi scheme.
Okay.
He also ran financial management firms, and he also was dipped in hedge funds. So through all these jobs, he's gotten a lot of connections in that
the
high
he met
group of
powerful people.
Yeah.
Influential people.
And obviously he also
What's
had,
up, Corgan125? Welcome to the show. This is
Welcome.
Inappropriate Bar Talk. We do
getting-
this every Wednesday,
Yeah.
5 p.m. Hawaii time. We do craft beer tastings. But right now, it's conspiracy time. We're diving down the Jeffrey Epstein rabbit hole. So go ahead.
the
Keep going,
immediate
Chris.
red flags that started with Jeffrey Epstein began in the early 2000s when he showed a strong interest in improving the human race through genetic engineering and artificial intelligence.
So wait, let's go back to he started off as a school teacher.
Yes.
What school? And all of a sudden he's what, a billionaire?
So what happened was he was a school teacher and he got
Okay.
involved with a investment banking firm. I can't remember the fucking name.
That's
of them
okay.
right now.
Okay.
But they were a major banking firm. They're kind of
Okay.
like they were kind of like a Merrill Lynch or something.
So
along
somehow
those
he got
lines.
hired by this banking firm.
So they were so impressed with him that they decided to hire him on as an
Okay.
investment banker.
What did he teach in high school?
And in high school, he was teaching biology and eugenics, I believe, or not
Okay.
eugenics, but he was teaching things along
Biology,
the
science,
scientific
okay.
biology, science. He's always had a fascination with biology, science, and all these things. But
Sperm.
obviously, in 2000,
Okay,
he
go ahead.
showed a strong interest in improving the human race.
Okay.
So you kind of see where this comes from, right? It kind of stems from a situation of being like, hey, let's make this perfect master race of people
It sounds familiar.
from my sperm.
Hitler.
He literally said that his own sperm, and he owned numerous compounds around the country,
Okay.
including in New York, the
Yes.
Bahamas, the U.S. Virgin Islands, and New Mexico, where he would have compounds. And New Mexico was the base of where he wanted to.
It was like his breeding spot, wasn't
yeah,
it? He was trying
wanted
to
bring girls there and impregnate them with his sperm.
Yeah, he wanted to
and make the
embed his
perfect
DNA
race.
with his. He wanted to embed the human race with his DNA. Correct.
So
Is what I read.
In August 2019, Epstein had planned to seed the human race, quote, seed the human race with his DNA by
gotta sit
impregnating
back for this.
20 women at a time by using his New Mexico
How
compound
many nuts can
as a
he bust
baby
in
wrench.
a day?
Quote, a baby wrench.
How many
He
nuts
called
can
it a
he
baby
bust a day?
wrench.
20 women at a time?
Yes.
You can't bust 20 nuts in a row. There's no fucking way.
Where mothers would give birth to his
There's no
offspring.
way this guy's busting 20 nuts in a row, Chris.
He was an advocate of cryogenics and his own idiosyncratic version of transhumanism, and had said, perhaps fictitiously, that he intended to have his penis and head frozen. These are real facts from his mouth.
Oh God. Okay, but okay, wait. So he was. They're claiming he was inseminating 20 women a day, like by fucking or artificial insemination.
His ideal goal was to impregnate 20 women. Period.
That's not gonna influence the human race.
Well, he just wanted to start with the 20 and see where it went from there. I think it was what it was. He wanted to create his.
This guy's don't invest in his hedge fund because he's not good with numbers. 20 women impregnated is not going to influence the human race anytime soon. You need to impregnate like 1 million women.
Well, you need to do test runs and things like that before you find out that your thesis is actually viable, right? So this was his idea. His stupid fucking idea of
I know he was trying to hire like these really high-end scientists and stuff too.
Right. So he actually donated a lot of money to like Stanford University and a lot of places to do research in his name. Where he was giving these donations as charitable donations, but in return he wanted them to basically find out what he's been trying to prove, which is that the perfect race and intelligence of people can be made from the smartest people on Earth.
He wanted scientists to prove his theory.
Right. So he was funding these colleges to fund research that would prove his theory correct.
Okay.
So this has been a theme throughout the whole thing. Now, we move to 2002, where he first gets his first allegations of abuse.
Okay.
That was covered in the case that's been covered today or recently.
Okay.
Before his passing, obviously. But the big one happened in 2005 when he was in Florida. He was contacted by a woman. Contacted Florida's Palm Beach Police Department and alleged that her 14-year-old stepdaughter had been taken by Epstein to his mansion by another girl. And then there she was allegedly paid $300 to strip and massage Epstein, and she allegedly undressed but left the encounter wearing her underwear. And Epstein was now under federal investigation.
That's pretty consistent with what all those girls were saying in that video you sent me.
Right.
They basically said they would go there, like the initial meetings, they'd give him a massage, and then he'd be like, oh, just take off everything but your panties. So they'd be standing there, like, topless, and he'd be, like, fondling them, and while he jerked off. Yeah. He'd beat off to him and shit, and, like, pinch their nips and shit like that. But, I mean, we're talking, like, 12, 14, 16-year-old girls.
Right.
And, like,
he would push
he
it
would
as
have
far as
them
he could go.
recruit, and he would try to finger bang them and shit, they said. And, like, a couple of them, I was watching the video, a couple of them said they tried, and they were like, oh, what the fuck? And he just, like, stopped. And then he just, like, tried to do it over their panties kind of deal.
Right.
Like, so he was always trying to push the envelope is what these girls were trying to say, basically.
And just disclaimer, we're going to be getting into some pretty descriptive stuff. Not, like, super descriptive, but I need to tell the story. So just a fair warning.
Hey, this is an 18 and over channel. If you're not 18 or over, get the fuck out.
Like, I'm explaining the story, and these facts are out on the internet. You can find them anywhere on for safe for work sites. So I'm just putting it out there. You're coming along on the
Bro, I just said, finger blast.
Yeah, you're coming on the journey with us, so just be warned.
Oh, finger bang, what?
So the International Business Times reported that papers filed in 2006 lawsuit alleged that Epstein had installed concealed cameras in numerous places on his property to record sexual activity with underage girls by prominent people for criminal purposes, such as blackmail.
Yeah, so what I saw earlier when I was watching the video was they're saying that they found a safe that they opened and had a bunch of DVDs, and it said, like, a girl's name, Young, blah, 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 plus, blah, 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 another name. So basically he was...
And the plus, blah, blah, blah was usually like a high...
Yeah, like
a politician.
For instance,
or
Young Jane plus
celebrity.
Bill Clinton. You know what I mean? Just saying. But something like that, for instance, right? And basically what he was doing, and all of a sudden he set up this hedge fund, and it was his first time setting up a hedge fund. Never invested people's money before, but all of a sudden these billionaires were investing in his hedge fund.
Right. And he
it's-
was offering to protect them.
Basically, he was blackmailing him, saying, "Hey, if you don't give me $1 billion, I'm gonna fucking show these videos."
Right.
So, there you go.
So
I mean, the proof's in the pudding, guys.
Yeah.
Like, why else would he? Unless he's just beating off to, Clinton molesting a 12-year-old. I don't know. Maybe he's into that shit. I don't know.
why you gotta blame Clinton?
That's the only person I know on the
I'm just
list.
kidding.
You got other people's names?
There was yes, I do actually. But let's move on in this
Okay,
story.
keep going down the
wait,
timeline.
wait,
Yeah,
wait,
you're
wait,
going down the
yeah,
timeline.
Yeah, let's
Sorry,
go down the timeline. No, but you're right. Okay. So in July of 2006, the FBI began its investigation into Epstein. The operation was called Operation Leap Year,
Why?
and it resulted in a 53-page indictment in June 2007 that was never presented to a grand jury ever. You know why?
Shady shit.
Because Alexander Acosta,
Yep.
then U.S. Attorney for the Southern District of Florida, who also served under Trump, but he resigned once these allegations of Epstein came out. Acosta stepped down. So
Trump probably
yeah.
told him, dude, if you're involved with this fucker, you're fucking out of here. So I'll let you either
Trump
resign
is
or I'm
familiar
gonna fire
with
you.
who Epstein
Yeah.
is, by the way. But he said, "Oh shit, you're involved with Epstein. You better get the fuck out."
I think that's what ended up happening. He let
so-
him.
but
He
this
let him
is-
resign.
This is what happened because Alexander Acosta, who was a Southern District attorney, the attorney for the Southern District of Florida, he agreed to a plea deal to grant immunity from all federal criminal charges to Epstein, along with 4 named co-conspirators and any unnamed potential co-conspirators.
Why? Because it says here Epstein supposedly
not only
belonged to
Epstein-
intelligence.
Yeah, so not only Epstein, but his friends associated with
Co-conspirators.
anybody
any
around in his
acquaintances
circle.
or
Anybody in
yeah.
his circle.
What is it called? Not
of trust.
acquaintance. Accomplice.
Yeah,
Accomplice.
accomplices.
Yeah.
Accomplice. Acosta later said that he offered a lenient plea because he was told that Epstein belonged to intelligence, was above his pay grade, and he was told to leave it alone.
So you're telling me like what FBI, CIA were like stepping in saying, "Hey,"
I think people around him, politicians
or
around
he got
him,
videos of somebody.
Yeah, the politicians around him, I think, were getting. Epstein was pumping money into this economy.
Clinton.
Let's
What?
calm down the
Okay,
Clinton
okay,
thing.
sorry.
We're not even there yet. Okay.
What do you think about that?
Because I don't think he meant Clinton.
Fuckhead.
I don't think he
Okay.
meant Clinton. at this
Okay.
point. But at
Two
that time,
thousands, bro. We're in the
this
2000s
is
already.
so. On June 30th, 2008, Epstein pleaded guilty to a state charge of procuring prostitution for a girl below 18, and he was sentenced to 18 months in prison.
That's
okay?
only the first page, people.
Okay. However, while he was while most convicted sex offenders in Florida are sent to state prison, Epstein was instead housed in a private wing of the Palm Beach County Stockade, and according to the sheriff's office, was after 3.5 months allowed to leave the jail on work release for up to 12 hours, 6 days a week for so he was able to leave the jail
12
for
hours a day.
12 hours a day,
6 days a week. Yeah.
And then he also contravened the sheriff's own policies of requiring maximum remaining.
And he was
sentence of 10
having
months.
female visitors at this time too in his
Right.
office with no supervision.
Which in normally a sex offender is not allowed visitation rights during their sentence.
Sounds
he
about
was
right.
allowed. The sheriff allowed visitation during his sentence.
Sounds like favoritism to me, Christopher.
Sounds like someone's getting some fucking money.
Yeah.
He was also allowed to come and go outside of the specified release hours, and Epstein's cell door was left unlocked, and he had to access the attorney room where a television was installed for him before he was moved to the Stockade's previously unstaffed infirmary. The sheriff's office in Miami also received $128,000 from Epstein's nonprofit to pay for the cost of extra services being provided during his work release. His office was monitored by permit deputies, quote unquote, whose overtime was paid by Epstein.
What are permit deputies?
So these were guys who were meant to like look after him while he was doing whatever he was doing.
Basically fucking
But he
butlers.
was paying these guys.
Yeah, they're his
salary.
butlers. They're his butlers.
So
They were
basically,
his servants.
Yeah, they were his guys.
Yeah. Okay. I'm
Okay.
following you.
They also were required to wear suits. They had to check in and
They're
welcome
fucking
guests
butlers.
at the front desk. And
They're
later, the
fucking
office said
butlers.
these guest logs were destroyed per the department's retention records rules. After 13 months, he was released on probation, and he was on house arrest until August of 2010. So he got released 13
Dude,
months
this guy
after
could have done a
committing
mass shooting and been
major-
okay and
yeah.
like got off.
Yeah.
Like this guy obviously knew the right people. He was connected to the right people to do whatever the fuck he wanted
Yeah.
and get away with it.
So he was in a fucking resort, dude.
For the
During
most
his
part,
prison
yeah.
sentence. He could leave and go whenever he wanted. He could see anybody he wanted. His cell door was left open. He could just walk out of it anytime he wanted.
Don't ask Wabi about that. They'll yell at you if you're in regular prison. He went and took a shower on his own time. Remember the story? You remember that?
That shit was funny.
Watch that episode. You gotta go way back, dude,
That's
when
way
Wabi was
back.
on the show.
That was like episode 8. or
Yeah,
something.
something like that, dude. Wow. Good times, though.
And since that point, since August of 2010, he was having numerous claims brought against him, and many of them were settled out of court because a lot of these victims would accuse him.
Take
and
the
he
money.
would just,
Take the money.
hey, here's
Here's $1 million.
Here's $1 million.
Shut the fuck
Shut
up.
your mouth.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then in December of 2014, a federal suit was filed in Florida that alleged that he ran a sexual abuse ring and lent underage girls to prominent American politicians, powerful business executives, foreign presidents, a well-known prime minister, and other world leaders.
Dude, this guy, that's why, dude. He had like world leaders by the nuts because literally if any of this came out,
Yeah.
they're fucked.
How much information does he have on these guys?
He doesn't have to have any. He has a
has
sex
videos.
video with a 12-year-old.
Yeah.
You're fucked.
Yeah.
Ask R. Kelly. You're fucked, dude.
Yeah, you are.
You're fucked.
I agree with you. It's just, yeah. So in January of 2015, a 31-year-old woman named Virginia Roberts, now Virginia Guffrey, alleged in a sworn affidavit that at the age of 17 she had been held as a sex slave.
A sex slave?
A sex slave.
Sex slave is not
By
that bad,
Epstein.
but sex slave would be really bad.
In her
Sex
testimony,
slave.
she claims that she was directed to give erotic messages and engage in sexual activities with Prince Andrew. John Luke.
Who's Prince Andrew? What country is
So
he
Prince
from?
Andrew was like royalty. he's royalty in Great Britain.
Oh,
Morris
okay.
knows who he is for sure.
Morris, you dirty Brits.
But John Luke Burnell, Glenn Durbin, Marvin Minsky, Governor Bill Richardson, and a number. I don't know most of these people,
I don't know any
but
of
I
these
know they're
people.
foreign dignitaries. is
Okay.
what most of them are.
Okay.
And then
So basically, he almost probably had amnesty in all these different countries too. If he ever had to run,
he had a lot of passports in a lot of different.
I'm sure he
countries.
did. He probably
So-
had
And some of
citizenship
them
in
were
multiple.
fake. But he
sure
was
they were.
also claiming to be a resident of Saudi Arabia, which is kind of fucking weird.
Why you can marry 12-year-olds there?
But he was hooking up Saudi princes with fucking
Yeah.
pussy, is what he
Yeah,
was
of
doing.
course.
Underage.
Blonde pussy
Women.
too. Those Saudis love white girls, dude. Why do you think all those Russian chicks end up there?
Evidence came to light that one of the most powerful men in Epstein's mansion may have been Prince Andrew, the Duke of York. And
Duke of York, Morris.
The Duke of York.
You better talk to your boys.
Eventually, the FBI compiled reports on 34 confirmed minors eligible for restitution, whose allegations of molestation of Epstein were included in corroborating details. Julie Brown's 2018 expose in the Miami Herald identified about 80 victims and located about 60 of them. And she quotes the police chief,
There's
Michael
a list
Rader,
of these
saying,
girls in his
This
house.
was 50-something she's and one he, and all the she's basically told the same damn story.
But he literally had a list of all these girls' names and numbers in his house, too.
Right.
Yeah.
All right, so hang on, guys. We're getting close. This is coming we're coming down to the nitty gritty of where we are.
I don't know why I played that. That wasn't the right one.
Do you know the way?
Show
So-
us the way, Chris.
Don't you put that evil on me, Ricky Bobby.
Let's fast forward. All these cases are going on. All these accusations are coming out. He's hitting the fan. Acosta has resigned from Trump's office.
Okay.
We come to July 6th of 2019, about a month ago,
Okay.
a little over a month ago, when Epstein was arrested at Teterboro Airport in New Jersey on sex trafficking charges. According to witness sources, on the day of his arrest, about a dozen FBI agents forced open the door of his Manhattan townhouse the Herbert N. Strauss house with search warrants, and the search of his townhouse turned up evidence of sex trafficking and also found hundreds and perhaps thousands of sexually suggestive photographs of fully or partially nude females. Some of the photos were confirmed as those of underage females, and in a locked safe, compact CDs were found with handwritten labels, including the descriptions young name
plus
name. Miss Nude
We do that
ones,
good, bro.
Girls Pics Nude, and all the other shit above. There were also
70,000 in cash.
70,000 in cash,
48 diamonds, and
a
fake
bunch of fake
passports. Okay.
So this happened a little
Kristen,
over a month
you did good
ago.
research, bro. You're actually like a reporter.
On July 8th, prosecutors with the Public Corruption Unit of the Southern District of New York charged him with sex trafficking and conspiracy to traffic minors for sex. He was then sent to jail, denied bail, and he was denied bail fearing he may be a flight risk.
Yeah, no shit. He has his own fucking plane.
He flies fucking everywhere.
He has his own plane.
And he has tons of fake passports.
Who's the most flight risk people? People that have their own fucking plane. Yes, go ahead.
So now he's in jail.
And what was the plane called, by the way? Do you know?
It was called
The Lolita Express.
the Lolita
Okay.
Express.
Go ahead.
Which we're gonna get into right now.
Okay.
I think,
Dude, I'm really good
yes,
at
we're
segueing
gonna
for
get into
you.
it.
I'm segueing the shit out
Good
of
job,
this.
man. You're on top of it. I appreciate that. So now we're getting to his like powerful connections. So obviously Epstein had a lot of dirt on a lot of people. We don't know exactly who these people are or what they
Not
did
yet.
and with who.
That list
Not
will come
yet.
out. You know what's fucked up? The senator or congressman that released all the names that donated to Trump.
Yeah.
These are the names that should be released, not who donated to Trump.
Right.
These are the names we should be getting released.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Okay, but go on. Sorry.
So that is the whole reason he might have got killed. But anyway, we're gonna get to that.
Those names are they're on the CDs.
So Epstein was a longtime acquaintance of Prince Andrew and Tom Barrack, and he also attended parties with many prominent people.
Is that Obama's brother?
We're getting there. And attended parties with many prominent people, including Bill Clinton,
Oh.
George Stephanopoulos,
Oh.
Donald Trump,
No.
Katie Couric, and Woody
Katie
Allen.
Couric and Woody Allen?
Yeah.
He's a pervert. We
Yeah,
all know that.
And you know he married his sister.
He's no, he married his stepdaughter.
Stepdaughter.
Yeah, something like that.
And his contacts include Rupert Murdoch, Michael Bloomberg, Richard Branson, Michael Jackson, Alec Baldwin, the
Pervert.
Kennedys, Rockefellers, and the Rothschilds. And his contacts also include Israeli Prime Minister Ehud Barak,
Ehud
Barak, and British Prime Minister Tony
Blair.
Blair.
Oh,
And
hey,
Saudi
don't
Arabian
drag my name
Crown
through the
Prince Mohammed bin Salman, who is like the big
okay.
Crown Prince right now. And both Clinton and Trump claim that they never visited Epstein Island. Epstein owned a private Boeing 727 jet and nicknamed it the Lolita Express after a.
Hey, Anonymous, thank you
Hey,
so
thank
much
you
for
for
the
the follow.
follow.
So Lolita Express was actually a movie back in the day that was talking about a teacher who cheated or a teacher who
Lolita
had an affair with
was a movie.
student.
Yeah.
So that's where that got based from. So just the implication is there.
By the
already.
way, he says that Prince Andrew is low down in the royal family. Yeah, he's a low down, dirty scoundrel. Low down, dirty pervert.
Maybe that's why I thought he wasn't going to get caught. But he also, hold on.
So Mohammed bin Salman, both Clinton and Trump claimed that they never visited Epstein Island. Epstein owned a private Boeing 727 nicknamed Lolita Express and traveled in it frequently, logging 600 flying hours a year, usually with guests on board.
In September of 2002, Epstein flew Clinton's Kevin Spacey.
Oh, dude. Oh, Chris Tucker's in there
And
too?
Chris Tucker to Africa on
Chris
the jet.
Tucker. Come on, bro.
Flight records obtained in 2016 show Bill Clinton flew 27 times to at least a dozen international locations.
Uh-oh.
And this Secret Service did not log any of these flights for at least 5 of them. And
All in Asia.
all in Asia. And
the sex
Secret
trade's
Ser-
big there.
In documents unsealed the day before Epstein's death, the deposition alleged of sex slave Virginia Giuffre, who we mentioned earlier. It includes her allegations that when she was 17, Clinton visited the Little St. James Island, that underage girls were present, and that Epstein threw a dinner party for Clinton. She had it had no records of agents being on the island, and the unsealed court documents also show that Giuffre stated that she was never sexually abused by Clinton.
But
So she
someone was.
But he was
he
on the
wasn't,
island.
He wasn't
and the
there to
girls
give
were
us.
there.
He wasn't there to give a $500,000 speech. I tell you that much.
Tony, do me a favor. Pull up the
Oh, man.
band app and let's take a look at Epstein's secret fucking island. Let's look at this.
Wait, where
Shall
is
we?
it, dude? What?
Up
It's been
top,
deleted.
Up top.
It's been deleted, bro.
Epstein's on this shit. Yeah, it's one of the comments, I think.
This one.
Yeah. So this is going to be a little dive into what Epstein's island was and what it looked like, and some people that actually worked on
From
the
the
island.
air, opulence is
Considered
on
the most
display.
dangerous.
In the
pools,
Virgin Islands,
It's their
the man
first
classified
picture.
as
Wait.
lined with palm trees, surrounded by turquoise waters.
Oh, it's playing
Tourists
on the band
snorkel
app
here
and on
daily
here.
to check out the turtles near the now.
Okay. You guys watch this video. I'll be right back.
Do you gotta pee
From
again?
the air, opulence is on display. 2 pools, perfectly manicured beaches lined with palm trees, surrounded by turquoise waters. Tourists snorkel here daily to check out the turtles near the now infamous island. Epstein used to fly out
Rape
here, we're
Island.
told, on his private chopper after flying into St. Thomas on his private jet.
Doing well. How are you?
I'm Stephanie Goss with NBC.
Nice.
It's not easy to get to. We had to hire a boat captain.
When you moved here to St. Thomas 4 years ago, how long did it take before people started talking about Jeffrey Epstein?
It was immediate. That was the first day I ever took this boat out. I had a training captain that I went out with, and that was just part of the tour.
Boats can float right up to the edge of the island estate.
Can I just talk to you for a second?
Epstein's grounds workers are still on the job,
Do you have a second to talk?
but the ones we approached were not willing to talk.
He convinced
Stephen Scully knows the property well. He worked there for 6 years.
When you first met Jeffrey Epstein, what were your impressions of him?
real smart guy, unbelievably focused.
Scully says he was told not to talk about what happened on the island.
When you say you saw young girls, were they under 18, do you think?
I have no way of knowing that, truly, but they appeared to be young to me.
Scully also told us there were photos of topless girls in buildings around the compound, and says he quit his job after a conversation with one of Epstein's employees from Palm Beach.
He said, "What's with the young girls?" And I said, "Oh, yeah. I'm not real comfortable with the young girls thing, too. Is that in West Palm Beach as well?" He said, "Worse."
Did you consider in that moment perhaps reaching out to law enforcement?
No.
When you look back on it now, do you wish that you had?
Yeah.
Epstein pleaded guilty to soliciting prostitution in Florida in 2008 as part of a controversial deal. In a civil case against the government about
this was
that
the
deal,
Acosta thing we were
one
talking
accuser says she took part in an orgy on Epstein's private island in 2002 with approximately 8 other young girls who appeared to be under the age of 18. According to government records, Epstein is registered as a sex offender in the Virgin Islands, but unlike in the U.S., where he had level 3 sex offender status, considered the most dangerous,
level
in the
3.
Virgin Islands, he is classified as Tier 1, the least dangerous. It meant he had to check in with local authorities just once a year.
And he didn't,
Today,
and no
he
one
sits
went
in a
after
jail
him
cell,
for it.
denied bail after pleading
Yeah,
not
'cause he's
guilty to
rich.
sex trafficking
They're like, oh, just leave
charges.
him alone.
Some locals we spoke with say that's where he should be.
Were people surprised out here when they heard about his arrest in New York?
I don't know if surprised would be the right word. Maybe happy that it finally happened.
Residents also
get the
tell us
fuck outta
Epstein was looking to expand his estate on Great St. James, the island he bought in 2016.
Beaches in the Virgin Island are public property, but Jeffrey Epstein has made it very clear that the rest of this island is not. He has been doing construction on Great St. James up until very, very recently. We're told that this white shed was built only a few months ago.
The work being done right up until his arrest, bringing new attention to this tropical hideaway and raising new questions about what may have happened here.
All right, well, there you have it. There you have it, Chris. You see the island. I mean, it's a nice fucking place. I'd buy that place. As long as no one was, like, murdered there, you know?
But he also had a temple of some sort. It was fucking weird, dude. He has, like, a temple on the hill.
Yeah, yeah.
And he would bring a lot of celebrities here.
They showed that earlier in the thing, I'm pretty sure. Do you want to...
Yeah, it was in that video. Let's,
What do you want to go? What do you want to go over now? Keep going. Keep going. Don't stop. Don't
Yeah,
die
let's keep
out
going.
on me now,
Okay,
bro.
Let's keep going.
You're
not
going
ready for
down
that
the
video
rabbit
yet.
hole.
We can go after the.
Hey,
So
hey. We got 11 viewer high. We got double digits, bro. You know what that means.
shots.
Oh shit, another shot.
All right, so we're about to get into the death of Epstein, which is really
My
the
favorite part.
The big thing that sparks all the controversies. Who did he know? Why did this happen? Was he suicidal or was it murder?
I'm just glad I don't know really anything about the Clintons. I don't gotta worry about dying.
Be glad you don't know a lot of politicians.
I don't know anything. I know nothing, guys.
Ignorance is bliss.
Ignorance is bliss.
It's like the Matrix. By the way, Matrix 4 is in production right now.
I'm interested to see where they go with it.
Cheers, guys. Let's put your shot emotes in the chat if you're just joining
Put
us.
'em
This is
up.
Inappropriate Bar Talk. We're doing the conspiracy theory on Jeffrey Epstein right now. Make sure you stick around. We got more to go, and we have our conspiracy theories coming up. But for now, let's do a shot, everybody. Put your shots in the chat.
Put
Let's
your
have
shots
a
in
fun
the
time.
chat. Put some
Join
Lanny
our
face in the
Discord
chat if
server
you got it.
and say hello.
Cheers, everybody.
Cheers. All right. So,
Oh,
at this point, Jeffrey Epstein is in jail.
he's in jail.
Now that new accusations have come up, he's in jail, and now he's being denied bail because he's deemed a flight risk.
Right, of course. He has his own plane.
Now, this isn't the
He can go anywhere,
West
anytime.
Palm Beach stockade that he's being kept.
He was in a stockade? That'd be cool. Like if he was
Yeah.
really in the
In the
stockade, like a
stockade.
thing? Yeah.
That's what they called it, but it was a luxury resort.
Oh, shit.
This time,
It was on the beach?
he was not allowed bail, and he was in a real, legit federal fucking
Yeah.
prison.
Yeah. Oh, you're talking about the last time he was in prison?
Yeah,
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 the
yeah.
last
Okay.
So Epstein
Fuck,
was a
I'm
long time
fucked up.
acquaintance. Sorry, wrong.
I'm kind of
sentence.
fucked up, bro.
On July 23rd, Epstein was found injured and semi-conscious at 1:30 a.m. on the floor of his cell with marks around his neck that were suspected to be the result of either a suicide attempt or an assault.
Wait, he was found on the floor.
He was found on the floor.
Okay, go
His
ahead.
cellmate, former New York City cop, former police officer Nicholas
Oh, shit,
Tar-
dude. His
Taglioni.
roommate was a previous police, like a dirty cop?
He was an ex-cop. Yeah,
Oh,
and yeah, he was.
shit.
So
That's kinda
basically,
nuts.
this cop got busted for drug charges, a drug deal gone wrong, and he murdered 4 people.
Oh, shit, okay.
And he was a bodybuilder. He was like number.
He's not the guy from,
He was a strong
one of the
man. He was
movies.
literally in the top 10 for strong men in the world.
No shit.
He was a
crazy.
big fucking dude. If you want to look him up, his name is Nicholas Tartaglioni. And
Some Italian.
It sounds like a mafia tie, but
Yeah.
he also was a
Tartaglione.
huge fucking dude. But he also he was questioned. He was charged with 4 counts of murder and was questioned about Epstein's condition. He denied having any knowledge of what happened, and Epstein himself said he recollected nothing.
Well, Epstein said he recollected nothing from what? Being dead?
Yeah, so
Yeah, of course he's not.
So they suspected the roommate of doing something, but they both denied it, and Epstein said he doesn't even remember what happened.
So he got in an altercation with his roommate like day one.
Well, they're saying maybe the roommate was involved, but nobody
No, but
knows for sure.
he had no roommate at the time.
This was at the beginning. So this was when he was in his first cell. He had a cellmate. His name was Nicholas Tartaglioni, and he people thought he might have beat him up, but Epstein said he doesn't remember what happened.
I bet.
6 days later, on July 29th, Epstein was taken off suicide watch. And, since that whole incident happened and we didn't know who attacked him or why, they thought maybe he tried to commit suicide. So they put him on suicide watch, right?
Okay.
6 days later, on July 29th, he was taken off suicide watch and he was placed in a special housing unit with another inmate. The jail had informed the Justice Department that Epstein would have a cellmate and that a guard would look into the cell every 30 minutes. These procedures, however, were not followed on the night of his death. On August 9th, Epstein's cellmate was transferred out, so there's no cellmate anymore. He's just in the room alone with a bunk bed and himself. And
no new cellmate was brought in later that evening.
Right.
Later in the evening, in violation of the jail's normal procedure,
Right.
Epstein was not being checked on every 30 minutes. The two guards were assigned. The two guards who were assigned to check his jail unit that night fell asleep and did not check on him for about 3 hours. In the morning, he was found dead.
Right. So he had 2 cell guards that were assigned to his unit to check on him every 30 minutes. Apparently, they've fallen asleep.
Bruh, it's not Russell. Russell, you're supposed to check on Epstein, you fucking sleepy fucker.
Apparently, they fell asleep.
It happens a lot in prison.
And then 3
Guards
hours
sleep a lot.
later, he was found in a cell, unresponsive, on the floor.
Well, how convenient.
Epstein was found dead in his cell.
But wait, Chris. But wait. Don't they have cameras in the jail?
Right, so we're going to get to that.
Oh, okay.
Epstein was found dead in his cell at the Metropolitan Correctional Center in New York at 6:30 a.m. Eastern Time on August 10th, 2019. The Bureau of Prisons said life-saving measures were initiated immediately upon the discovery of Epstein's body. However, emergency responders were called, and he was taken to a hospital on August 10th. The Bureau of Prisons and U.S. Attorney General William Barr called the death an apparent suicide. Although no final determination had been made, the circumstances leading up to his death are being investigated by the Justice Department.
So,
Still.
he's in a jail cell. What can you kill yourself with in a jail cell? He was found
Bed sheets?
unconscious on the floor.
Yeah. He was taken off suicide watch. So
Right.
the major misconception is that people are saying he was on suicide watch and he tried to hang himself with tissues. He wasn't on suicide watch. He got taken off suicide watch.
Okay, so but bottom line, he was on the floor.
He was on it.
So you can't hang yourself successfully if you're on the floor.
He was
you have to be dangling.
He was in a normal cell and there was a bunk bed.
Okay, but
So
still.
what they said he did is tie the sheet around his neck and
But they didn't.
basically
That's not what it says in the report.
No. What do you mean?
It says he was found unconscious on the floor. It didn't say he was found
No, that
unconscious
was when
with
he
a
got
sheet
in a
around his
fight.
neck.
That was when they suspected the guy had beating him up.
Oh, okay.
That was earlier. That was a week earlier.
Okay.
In his original
I can
cell.
see that. He's a pedophile.
He got
he's an
transferred
ex-cop.
he got transferred to suicide watch, which I think I cut out for some reason. But he got transferred to suicide watch and was kept on suicide watch for a
Okay.
week. Then after a week went by, they determined, okay, he wasn't trying to commit suicide. He just got beat up. So we'll put him into a regular cell again. So he got put into this regular cell, and then they removed the cellmate, who would have been the only fucking witness, and they don't have any camera footage of what happened.
What? Why?
And the guards fell asleep.
Wow, man. So
the guards fell asleep. His cellmate wasn't in the room anymore, and the security guards fell asleep.
I think
and,
you
and
know
they
who
had
I
no
think.
camera
You know who
footage.
I honestly think it was. It had to be Tom Cruise. Mission Impossible. Because dude, it's like he dangled in there on fucking wires, shut off the cameras, turned off the fucking, somehow put the guards to
Gotta do
sleep
everything.
with sleeping
It's
gas.
it's a plot out of a movie.
It's-
For sure. It's Ocean's 11, bro.
It sounds fucking fishy to me. But not anybody could just pull this
Well,
off.
we're not done yet. Okay,
Oh.
we're not done.
Okay.
So on August 11th, an autopsy was performed, right? The preliminary result of the autopsy found that Epstein sustained multiple breaks in his neck bones. Among the bones broken in Epstein's neck were the hyroid bone.
Not his hyroid bone.
Yeah, such breaks of the hyroid bone can occur from those who hang themselves, but they are more common in victims of homicide by strangulation.
But I mean, it's pretty easy to see if he hung himself or not. Was the bed sheets tied in like a rope?
Apparently, they found him on the ground.
But okay, well, what happened to the rest
exactly.
of the evidence in the room? They were just like, oh, he's dead on the ground.
Exactly.
He must have hung himself.
How did he end up on the ground if he
How?
was dead?
Yeah, it's not like he hung himself on the bunk bed.
This is what I'm talking about.
Because how did Aaron Hernandez do it? Aaron Hernandez did it kind of like that, where he was barely above the floor.
They found him hanging though.
But they found him
But
hanging.
they didn't find Epstein hanging. He was unconscious on the floor.
Exactly, but that's my point, Chris.
I know. I'm agreeing with you.
Okay.
I'm agreeing with you.
But I thought maybe you had an answer to my question.
No, I don't.
Shit.
That's where the conspiracy
shit.
theories start, my friend.
Shit.
That's where we're getting to.
Gotcha, bitch.
Is I'm asking the
You
same
don't have
questions you're asking.
You don't have an answer to my question?
No,
It'd be a lot cooler if you did.
but we don't. Nobody does.
Oh man. Okay, I don't even like this conversation already. No one's gonna tell me what really happened. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah. So I'm not telling you what happened. This is why so many conspiracies are popping
Nick
up around this issue.
Rosca.
His cellmate looks like he cracks skulls for a pack of cigarettes.
Hey.
Now, here we go. We're going to get into the conspiracy theories,
Okay.
guys. This is why I'm talking about this, because, A, he wasn't found hanging from a bedsheet. He was found on the floor unconscious.
That's right.
They tried to revive him. They couldn't. His cellmate
Wasn't even there.
Wasn't even there. And the guards fell asleep.
Hey, thank you so much for the follow, bro. We appreciate that.
So the guards fell asleep. They have no camera footage. He was found on the floor, even though he hung himself. And his cellmate wasn't in the cell. So who do we have left to consult?
I don't know, man.
Where's the evidence?
Also, coincidentally, none of the cameras weren't working. None of the cameras were working at the time of the incident.
That's right.
Jose, I know you went to Milani High School, but get your grammar correct, okay? If you need, I can help you with your homework. That's a double neg. It'd be none of the cameras were working or the cameras weren't working at the time.
Okay. So let's continue.
I just like the fuck.
Let's
with
go
it.
on. I have more. Okay.
Okay, he's got
Let's
more.
hang in there.
Hold. Oh, fuck.
On August 16th, the New York medical examiner ruled Epstein's death a suicide by hanging. Epstein's estate independent pathologist, Michael Baden, who was at the examination, was unable to discuss the result since as of August 16th, he was bound by a gag order from the medical examiner's office and Epstein's estate. Epstein's defense lawyers were not satisfied with the conclusion of the medical examiner and were conducting their own independent investigation
That's not normal.
into the cause of Epstein's death, including taking legal action if necessary to view the pivotal camera footage that has not been released. It doesn't exist.
So it exists?
Apparently, they said you have to have camera footage. There's no way you don't have camera footage.
So
now Epstein's lawyers are going after the justice system, trying to find where this footage is. How is it not here? How do you not have footage of that specific moment in time? This shit's shady.
Oh, dude, what? And also, oh man, I had a good thing, but I totally lost it. Wait, hold on. I'll think of it. Go on, keep going.
Okay. And on August 18th, it was reported that Jeffrey Epstein had signed his last will.
That's
and
what I was going to
testament.
say. 2 days before, he signed his will.
On August 8th.
Putting everything in an irresolvable trust.
Yeah. On August 8th, 2 days before his death, the will named 2 attorneys who knew him as executors and immediately gifted all his assets and any assets remaining in his estate.
Unnamed trust.
To a trust.
To an unnamed trust. So it could be, dude, all of a sudden you're going to see a real big push from Hillary on the campaign trail. She's got a whole bunch of new money.
And people were saying it in fucking on Twitter and everything.
It's a series of dominoes that by themselves wouldn't mean anything. But with everything together, his death protects too many people. That's true.
And your mom says
yeah,
she's still
okay.
alive.
So, yeah, because where's the body?
So this is one of the
Show me the
theories.
body.
Where's the body? How did he die? Where's the camera footage? What is going on?
He walked out of that motherfucking jail.
Play me that fucking S-Files theme. Bro, I'm telling you. This shit is a conspiracy, bro.
Ralph
He
likes my
had
shirt.
too much shit on too many people. And maybe not one person wanted to kill him.
He
Maybe
might have just
multiple
bailed
people
out.
Wanted to kill him.
He might
Or
have bailed
maybe
out and saved his own ass.
He had a backdoor source that
Policy.
could get him out of the jail.
Policy. He had a what do they call it? It's an end game policy is what they call it.
That's right.
Yeah.
So it's the
End game
last
protocol.
resort.
It's end game protocol.
This guy had millions of dollars. I think when he left his estate, he had over $500 million in his account.
Yeah.
So
I think it was like 497 million.
It was up there. So
Cash.
This guy, literally with technology nowadays, can go out.
Bill picked him up in his jet. Yeah.
He can go out and get reconstructive surgery. He can have a fake passport. He can get to any country he wants.
Dude. This
Especially a
guy,
country
show me the
with-
body. Show me the
Where's
body.
the body, bro? Where is it?
Dude. He's over there just like,
Gotcha, bitch.
yep, that's what he is.
Give me that X-Files one more time. Conspiracies, bro. Conspiracies
He's
around
going to
his
get
death.
a sex change.
We're getting into the juicy part of the show,
Okay.
bro. We're getting into the juicy part of the show. These are the conspiracies. What do you guys think? Sound off in the chat. Let me know
Yeah,
what you
let's
think of
hear
each
what
of
you
these.
think.
I have 5 different conspiracies.
Okay, let's
on
go.
this show.
Conspiracy 1.
You want to read it?
No, you read it.
Okay.
You want me to give you the echo? With the
No,
music?
No. I don't want echo.
Okay.
Let's be real and to the point here.
Okay, here we
Okay?
go.
Love you guys. Thank you for watching Inappropriate Bar Talk. We're live every Wednesday, 5 p.m. Hawaiian time. If you're joining us right now, thank you guys.
Yeah, we
for
appreciate
being
it.
here.
We really
love
do.
you all.
We really do.
Make sure you hit that follow button, that subscribe button if you like what you're watching, and make a donation if you want us
If
to
you
do a
feel
shot.
like it. Yeah.
Okay, so conspiracy number 1.
Okay.
Tony, X-Files.
On it.
Get it. Epstein was used to the life of luxury, my friend. He was a rich dude. He lived in luxury for his entire life. Even when he went to prison the first time, he could leave whenever he wanted.
Preach it, brother.
He could leave whenever he wanted.
Yeah.
So, this was like legit New York prison style shit he was going through now.
Okay.
Okay?
He didn't like it.
So when Epstein was sent to prison for his first conviction, he was afforded the time to do basically whatever he wanted. He was able to leave 6 days out of the week. He was allowed to conduct business out of an open door cell. And he was allowed free reign to basically do whatever the fuck he wanted. Okay? Now that he was placed in a much harsher condition, like a real fucking prison, he may not have had the mental capacity to withstand the real prison life.
Yeah, he probably got his butthole tickled.
That's right. He might have got the little A week before his death, Epstein was found semi-conscious in a cell with injuries to his neck, reporting that he'd been insulted by the cellmate, Nicholas Tartaglione. Jesus. These Italian names.
Tartaglione.
He was
an ex-cop slash bodybuilder
if you see this
who
guy,
was sentenced for death
he
for 4
looks
people
like-
in a drug deal gone
He
wrong.
looks like Lou Ferrigno on steroids.
He looks like Lou Ferrigno on steroids?
Yes.
Okay.
And although Epstein blamed him for the injuries, it was investigated and nothing was done about it. Nothing happened to the guy. Nobody said, okay, you did it, you're in trouble. Nope. Nobody proved anything.
Okay. Go on.
So,
Nick over here is saying his arms are barrels. He says he thinks the cellmate was there and was the hitman. I mean, that's possible, but that's probably why they don't have the tape.
yeah.
You know what I mean? But supposedly the cellmate was
He was also a known pedophile in prison.
But and that's number one. You're getting raped for sure. It's prison. No one gave a fuck. That's true. But not this Tartaglione guy. The guy they transferred in after him.
Right. He
was gone like a day before.
No, it's not that. He
was gone.
No, he was moved to a suicide watch cell.
Right.
And then he was moved out of suicide watch into another cell with
So
another
he
cellmate.
had a cellmate when he was killed.
So he was moved to 3 different cells.
Right, I understand that.
Yeah.
So he had a cellmate though when he was when he was killed
No,
or died.
the cellmate left.
That's what I'm
Remember?
saying. He was gone.
Yeah.
He was transferred somewhere
Not
else,
this
right?
guy though. This was the first.
Okay,
This is the first time he went into
so
prison.
okay. Go ahead.
So,
Sorry.
So possibly Epstein found that, hey, knowing how pedophiles are treated in prison and having a constant fear of his well-being, he just may have considered it too much to handle for him to continue in prison.
Okay.
Right? Because we all know what happens to pedophiles in prison.
Yeah, they get butt fucked.
They get butt fucked, or they get fucked, or they get killed.
They get butt fucked and killed.
Or all 3.
They get butt fucked a lot and then they get killed.
So what he possibly could have done was bribe these guards because he had a lot of fucking money.
Well, it wasn't his anymore. He signed it over.
Well,
but he has probably access to it.
Yeah,
through
he
the
could tell you
people.
who to talk to get your money. So maybe he bribed the security guards, maybe to tell the cellmate to leave and to just leave him alone for 3 hours so he could commit his own suicide.
Are we gonna
kill
watch?
himself.
Are we gonna watch?
This is only conspiracy 1.
To kill
There's more to come.
himself? To kill himself?
Right.
So you actually think he killed himself?
So this is
if
the
he's gonna pay these
conspiracy-
people money, he's getting out.
So yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
So this is my conspiracy that prison was too intense. He couldn't handle it, and he actually did kill himself.
I don't think that's a conspiracy. I mean, that's pretty common.
That's
think.
why I started with
yeah.
that one as the first one because that is what people believe happened. Right?
Okay. Let's go on to number 2.
Number 2. Give me that X-Files. Conviction or conspiracy number 2. Ladies and gentlemen, there's more to the story. That's too simple. Suicide by hanging? That's too easy. This guy had more information. He was super powerful and he had a lot of fucking money. He had some pull, bro. He had some pull.
Yeah.
So we're gonna get more into who he knew and why they would want this to happen to him.
Okay. Let's get into it.
Conspiracy number 2. Was an unknown powerful person ordering a hit? In the days following his eventual death, high-profile witnesses or suspects were going to be called in to testify. This ties back to some of the other conspiracy theories we're going to talk about later, but I get more specific with those. But anyway, it's possible to believe that these power people would have arranged his death by suicide.
I think that's more plausible than him killing himself and paying the guards off to allow him to do it. I think he probably would have paid off everybody to just get the fuck out and escape. Pull a fucking El Chapo, you know what I mean?
Right. Get the fuck out of there.
I mean, if you go to your own private island in the Virgin Islands, I mean, is that technically your own country? They can't come onto your island.
That's true.
You know what I mean?
True.
I mean, maybe. I don't know. Go ahead. Go ahead.
The FBI kid. But so who were these powerful people? Okay, so this is the ominous. Maybe there's another person out there. We're gonna get into more specific people who may have been involved with this. But for now, there could have been obviously someone out there who wanted him dead.
Okay.
Because they had blackmail information on him from his thousands of cameras that were in his apartment.
And all the 12-year-olds they finger blasted.
But that again brings up the question: why was there no clear video footage of the evidence?
Okay, come on.
Did the guards really fall asleep, or were they in on it? And were the injuries consistent with that of a typical hanging?
Okay, go on.
But a strangling death caused by another inmate while the other guards were asleep or looking the other way.
But there's supposedly no one in his
not
cell.
Outside the realm of possibility.
Supposedly no one it was in his cell.
Maybe someone got paid off to make the guards look the other way, and another inmate
That happens sometimes. That happens.
Comes in, says, "My associate is so-and-so."
Where's my cousin, dude? We need to call my cousin right now.
Okay, conspiracy number 3.
Or we gotta call Jose's brother.
That
Jose's
was.
brother
I'm
would
starting
know.
with the slow conspiracies just to work to the big ones.
Okay.
Okay. Conspiracy number 3.
Oh, we're on 3 already?
Yeah.
Okay.
Conspiracy number 3. The Clintons.
The Clintons. I think that's the winner. Okay. Go ahead. Read it.
Many people were aware of the amount of time that Bill Clinton had spent with Epstein. He flew with him on his personal jet 27 times. Clinton also visited Epstein on his private island where numerous young girls were in attendance, and Clinton is photographed with Epstein at the White House numerous times.
Photographed.
Although there is no solid evidence of witness or victims accusing Bill Clinton of being involved with the young girls, many think that before Hillary, with all of Hillary's links in New York, that she may have had the opportunity to order a hit before Bill would have had to have stand trial.
Sounds about right.
Testifying for Epstein.
Sounds about right. Clinton also dismissed his security detail when going on those trips.
Right.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of details in the background that say that his Secret Service was not actually with.
I was gonna call your
president.
brother to talk about how prison guards sometimes look the other way. My cousin was a prison guard. He told me stories of other people doing things.
Talk about that, 'cause
my cousin was very up. He's a police officer now. He's upstanding. But I'm just saying, he told me stories of other things that went down. Oh, you want some dun dun dun? Yeah. But yeah, I've heard stories.
So there's a lot of powerful pulls in New York with Hillary and the real estate market and a lot of things surrounding that. And the head of realtors actually said,
"Guys,
I have a feeling
Clintons.
that the Clintons had something to do
It's the
with
Clintons. I'm telling you right now, it's the Clintons."
it." Yeah. So there's testimony.
Okay, go on next.
For someone.
Are you ready?
Yeah. Conspiracy theory number 4. Ladies and gentlemen, we know them as a red state. They've been involved in tampering with our elections.
On
The
Hillary's
sneaky
side.
Fucking Russians.
Yeah.